Winners of 3 straight, Colorado State is ramming through the 2014 season. Leading the charge is the Mountain West top passer, senior quarterback Garrett Grayson, along with sophomore sensation Rashard Higgins, who is coming off a 4-touchdown performance. Standing in their way, a hungry pack of wolves led by dual threat Cody Fajardo. The Nevada signal caller has his squad believing that big things are on the horizon in the biggest little city in the world. Oh, here come a hungry pack of wolves. They lost to Boise State last week, and they're looking for a little payback. They're taking on the 4-1 Colorado State Rams live from Mackay Stadium in Reno, Nevada. And a look at the standings. Colorado State looking for their first conference win of the season. Meanwhile, Nevada, they're 1-1. They didn't like the way that felt last week. That was homecoming. They're trying to prove they're a much better team. And welcome to the booth, everyone. Ron Pitts along with the Heisman Trophy winner, Eric Crouch, and Rashawn Ali down on the sideline. Eric, we talk about Colorado State now. They are doing a very nice job. They come into this game 4-1. Some big wins early on. They've got a quarterback, Garrett Grayson, that they are very proud of, and they put a lot on his shoulders.
They certainly do. But what he has done is he's become a student of the game, Ron. He's watched film. He's taken himself and raised the level of his play. He does that by on the field being able to call his own audibles. The coaches aren't calling it for him. So this is a guy who's confident. When you have that type of confidence as a quarterback, you have poise. He has poise in the pocket to make all the right throws. You see right here, he's going deep. He puts touch on the football. He makes the right reads. He's a very instrumental part of their success.
Meanwhile, for Nevada, they're 3-2. Tough loss, as I said, to Boise State last weekend. They're not sure what they are. They think they're a pretty good team, but they need confirmation. Speaking of confirmation, they've got a quarterback, senior Cody Fajardo, that they very proud of. Think he can do some big things coming up.
Absolutely. I mean, Cody Fajardo is a 4-year starter. Dual threat quarterback. You see the vision right here. They're in the pistol, they're in the zone read. He's got great footwork, but the vision of Cody Fajardo is what sets him apart as that dual threat quarterback. 35 rushing touchdowns, and to me, that's a big part of why they're successful.
The third member of our crew standing by on the sideline with Colorado State head coach Jim McElwaine, Rashawn Ali. Rashawn.
Thank you so much, Ron. Coach, you talked about winning the now and winning the play. Was that something that you emphasized in the locker room?
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, they're going to make some plays on us, and really the key is just what we do on the next play. And you know, we talk about it all the time. Just win this down.
Right. Well, they've got a dual threat quarterback in Cody Fajardo. How do you keep him off balance?
Well, we got to do a great job with our pass rush lanes, and you know, force him not only to get off his feet a little bit, but not make those explosive runs that he's really good at.
All right. Good luck at there, Coach.
Thank you very much.
All right, Rashawn, thank you very much. A look at Brian Polian, his second season as Nevada head coach. 17 total years for the 39-year-old of college coaching experience. His first coaching job was under Nick Saban at Michigan State. Talk about cutting your teeth.
Absolutely.
And welcome to the coaching ranks.
Well, you learn a lot.
Yeah, he told us during the week, he said, you know, that loss last week was disappointing because we thought we were better. And we've got to go out tonight and prove we're a better team against a solid Colorado State team. So Nevada won the toss, but they chose to defer it. They'll go ahead and kick it away. Deontay Gaines is back deep. Brent Zuza will kick it away. That ball goes through the end zone. And our Chick-fil-A starting lineups for tonight look like this. Garrett Grayson, boy, look at his numbers. Over 1,400 yards passing and 13 touchdowns, and we're barely midway through the season.
Right. I mean, he's doing something right, that's for sure. And I think the coaches believe and have the confidence in him to go out and make the right decisions, make the right reads. And you'll see that here tonight as this senior leads this football team.
Colorado State averaging 500 yards of total offense per game. Definitely a high-powered machine. They'll start off with a pass right off the top, and that's complete. Rashard Higgins, could you expect more? 103 career catches, the team's leading receiver. Let's look at the rest of the offense.
What about Higgins making the first catch of the game right there? 34 receptions, now 35, but 8 touchdowns just for the sophomore. Says a lot about how much they involve him in this offense. Now, this is a balanced type offense. You'll see the running game get going as well. That's what will open up the passing game.
They'll try to run with Joe Hansley. That's the junior out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Not a whole lot there. The defense on the other side, Nevada, they've got a lot of speed and a lot of intensity led by Brock Hecky.
They do, and he's making his 30th start here tonight. Also ranks 3rd in the FBS with 19 solo sacks. He will be keying on the quarterback as well tonight, trying to move that defensive line and get some sacks, pressure the quarterback, keep him off balance.
He's trying to get the crowd going. This is a 3rd and 8. Ball will be in the air most likely. Pressure and a sack. Let's check to see if they call it officially a sack, but that's Ian Sayal. He had a pick 6 last week against Boise State, and that is the nephew of former NFL player Junior Sayal.
You'll see him just fight through the offensive line right there, showing a little spin move. And then coming from the outside, he's lined up as a left defensive end, but able to track down Garrett Grayson.
So Colorado State will punt it away. Richie Turner back deep. Turner's going to have some room. Takes it at the 21. He's got a wall set up. Needs one block. There it is. Makes a man miss. That's a great return out to the 43-yard line. And the Chick-fil-A lineups. Now looking at the Nevada offense. We talked about Cody Fajardo. Much like Grayson, look at his numbers.
Yeah,
over 1,100 yards passing, 7 touchdowns. The only dark spot there is the 4 interceptions of the 5 total. Those all came in one game last week against Boise State. Don Jackson in the backfield. He will take the call. Well, that's a great run on first down. He'll pick up at least 5. And the rest of the offense for the Wolfpack, Richie Turner.
Yeah, Richie Turner, the receiver right there. Senior from Long Beach, California. He's the man who brings that experience out the wide receiver position. There's 4 other receivers, though. They're going to touch the ball tonight as well.
That's a pickup of 6. Set the Rams defense after this play. Man-to-man coverage down the field. He checks it down. The ball is loose. That's stripped. And it rolls out of bounds. That was Jericho Richardson who had the ball stripped by Bernard Blake.
Yeah, and you see Bernard Blake, he's just right. It was a great throw by Fajardo to the outside, but look at the tackle. He just came in with his hand. Number 23 right there, Bernard Blake, and just pops that ball out. Got a little bit lucky there that it spun out of bounds, and they were able to keep possession.
That's a free ball. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. And if you don't know anything about Mountain West football, well, this is not typical. A 0-0 score from 2 teams that are averaging well over 450 yards total a game. Stick around. It'll change. 0-0 at the end of the first. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Ron Pitts, Eric Crouch, Rashawn L. Ling down on the sidelines. The start of the second quarter. And not a lot of scoring. We're used to heavy Mountain West scoring.
Well, I think as a defense, when you're in this conference and you know that the offenses are putting up the yards, I think you take pride in wanting to come out and stop the offenses, and that's what they're doing here in this first half.
A 3rd and 9 for Fajardo. Fajardo in the first quarter hit hard by the Colorado State defense.
So redshirt freshman year in 2010.
3rd and 2. That's Butler. Based on the mark, I don't think he got it.
You know, there's some hard hitting going out there. We can hear it all the way up here. I mean, it's a physical game. Don't kid yourself. They are trying right now. They're fighting for that. Who's going to own the line of scrimmage right now? That's what they're fighting for.
This is a 4th
push back
and 1. knew that was coming. Hit hard for Fajardo. He may have gotten it on the second effort. I don't know.
He looks a little short.
The Rams are running off the field. They're saying no. I think the spot says no as well. So that's a turnover on downs. And Fajardo not able to get going.
And that's a huge stop for Colorado State and their defense. And this has been a defensive battle here tonight. Colorado State really winning on that play. Kind of going back and forth right now.
And on 4th down on the season, the Wolfpack 2 of 7 on 4th downs. So those 4th down attempts have not been friendly. Hard in the backfield.
Here you're seeing those shifts, Ron.
That's right. Play action. Sent one deep and then sent one to the corner. That's a nice looking play, and that's complete to Stephen Walker, the team's second leading receiver, the tight end. He'll move the chains across the 50-yard line.
This is a nice job by Grayson right here. Hits a corner read. The corner's out of there. Just put it right on the money to Walker. No one in the vicinity, to make the play, and just picking apart the zones right now for Garrett Grayson.
That was Jonathan McNeil, the linebacker, just got the ball over his hands, but that's the mark of a good quarterback. That's a 28-yard first down. Slants. Complete again.
Ron, and right here, that's a senior play. That's a senior quarterback play. You see pressures coming. They did a good job of disguising it late, but Grayson stands there, knows the pressure's coming, knows where to go with the football. It's that easy slant route. The backer is vacated. That's just plain catch. That's all that is. Nice heads-up play by the senior, Garrett Grayson.
The redshirt freshman Xavier Williams caught it. Another first down. Hart trying to turn the corner. He's got the corner. He'll get almost 9.
And back to the play of reading that last blitz. When that happens, that defensive coordinator now has a tendency to not want to do that again. So what does he do?
Right.
He calls off the dogs, and then here you go. You've got a running play that hits on the outside where they were blitzing from before. And that's all set up by smart quarterback play.
I look at Hart's numbers. Hart actually graduated from Alabama, had eligibility left, and decided to use that year with Colorado State. But the crawl after the tackle there by Rakeem Yates, and a great game he had against Boise State. 5 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and he blocked the PAT.
And I'll tell you what, Rakeem Yates has been in that backfield. He's been getting closer and closer to the football almost on every play. Very physical, explosive defensive tackle.
2 tight end set, 3rd and 2. Boot, man wide open. And another first down. So Stephen Walker starting to get involved in this drive. He's caught 2 balls, 2 big ones, as the Rams move inside the red zone.
And that's what all those different formations do. When you have fullbacks in the game, I-backs in the game, no backs, 3 receivers, 2 tight ends, then the shifts. Then it gets confusing for the defense, and then you lose track of where players are. You lose track of your fullback coming out in the flat. That's exactly what happened.
Evan Favors on the tackle there. Tonight's red zone is brought to you by Verizon. 1st and 10, ball at the 13-yard line. Down the middle of the field, close. They mark it at the 1. Jason Oden Jr., the junior out of Buffalo, New York, pounds straight ahead and almost scored.
Yeah, just some great zone blocking here by the offensive lineman, and then the speed of Jason Oden Jr. just really taking straight off, making one little cut. Got tripped up initially, but getting himself close to the end zone.
Easy touchdown. They forgot about a guy who's been important this entire drive, Stephen Walker. And Walker with his 3rd touchdown of the season. Finally points scored here at the 9-minute mark of the 2nd quarter.
What's the old adage? If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? That play works. Trying to find the fullback. I think the 3 times that they went to him on this drive, he was wide open.
That's right. He's involved in this drive 3 times, all big plays. 2 catches to the left side. They forgot about him. Extra point clean. They moved the ball right down the field. And the Rams on the board first here in Reno. Garrett Grayson, their senior quarterback, putting up numbers with a little help from his friends. And a 7-0 game here early. We've got a 7-0 game here in Reno. The Rams finally on the board after an 8-play, 65-yard drive. And Nevada's offense struggling. 3-and-out, punt, missed field goal, and a turnover on downs. That's been the story.
Answer the call, Ron. Answer the call. That's what they have to do right now.
And they won't get a chance to answer it on that kickoff. That ball into the end zone.
And I think this is where he's gotten better as a senior, not putting the pressure on himself. Last year we talked with the coaches. They said he tended to put the pressure on himself. This year more managing the offense and playing within himself.
That's the give to Butler. Butler for a few. All right, Brent, thank you very much. Never an easy game down there when you go to Tucson. But the Trojans trying to take care of business. Yep.
Doing a pretty good job down there.
And there's a sack. Fajardo, no place to throw the football. Corey James.
Yeah, and you see the left tackle right there, Austin Corbett, right there on your screen. You're going to see him get worked a little bit back into the play, push the quarterback, push the lineman back into the quarterback. Didn't really give Fajardo a chance to throw the football or look down the field.
LaRyan King along with Joe Kowalik getting a piece of that sack. Boy, some hard hitting going on there straight ahead for Butler. But just plenty of white shirts wherever he goes. And the boos coming out here in Reno.
Kind of wondering why we didn't get a shot on a 3rd and long. Take a shot at getting the sticks and moving down the field here.
So Alex LeBoy, he's got a long on the season of 61 yards. Sophomore out of Long Beach, California. Punting away to Joe Hansley. Hansley picks up the roller, makes 2 miss, makes 3 miss, 4 miss. That was the most exciting 5 yards I've ever seen.
Yeah, bobbing and weaving there.
7-0 game, 6:50 here in the 2nd quarter.
Whenever Golson is the quarterback at Notre Dame, like it's been happening the last 2 weeks, Stanford in North Carolina today, and then Amir Abdullah from Nebraska, one of the best backs in the country. Obviously, what happened with Gurley, you just can't have him on your list because you don't really know if he's eligible.
That's one way to get yourself out of the Heisman picture, the wrong way. And there's a throw and a catch to Rashard Higgins. Garrett on the coverage. That'll be a 1st down.
Yeah, and I think Nevada's really just in confusion mode a little bit with the shifts and the motions, and we'll see if they can get that straightened out here on this drive.
And almost set another throw and a catch, and that one dropped. Let's go down to Rashawn.
All right, thank you so much, Ron and Eric. You know, we talked to Coach Polian earlier this week. He said that defensively they have to pursue the ball and they have to show grit. Well, just on that last series, I saw the defensive line coach just drawing up some adjustments, trying to deflect that zone blocking that you talked about, Eric. Ron, back to you.
All right, Rashawn, thank you.
Well, it's definitely gap in assignment sound, and if things aren't working, you make some adjustments and you see if you can't maybe slant a little bit and try to get those linemen off balance.
Hart trying to cut back on 2nd and 10, and nothing works there. Rakeem Yates along with Lenny Jones.
Might start seeing a little bit of shifts from the defensive linemen. Maybe trying to do what they call stem. At the last second before the snap, they start to move a little bit to try to get to another gap.
This is a 3rd and 10. They split D. Hart all the way out down at the bottom of your screen. He looks left the whole time and fires right in the hole. Boy, that's what you call waiting for the window to clear, Eric.
Yeah, it certainly is. And I think that was great recognition again by Garrett Grayson, because they had outnumbered them. It was 2 defenders and 3 receivers. Again, poised in the pocket, waiting for the receiver to come open in the zone. Tremendous job of delivering an accurate pass, stepping into the throw, putting a little heat behind it, putting it right into the chin of the receiver, so it's an easy catch for Joe Hansley.
Good for 11 yards and another first. Hard out of the backfield. Throw in the middle. It's caught. Higgins. Touchdown Rams. Someone busted inside. 42 yards.
Wow, and I had my eyes on Garrett Grayson the entire time, and when he dropped back, he kind of hitched it a little bit. Didn't quite know if he had it, but when he let it go, he let it fly, put a frozen rope right on Rashard Higgins behind the safety for a touchdown. Tremendous throw, tremendous catch. Very nice drive here by Colorado State.
Now 9 touchdown catches on the year for Higgins. The extra point is clean, and clearly Colorado State and this high-powered offense averaging 500 yards per game. They are in rhythm. The Wolfpack better figure it out, and figure it out fast. 14-zip.
And Colorado State up 14-0. Let's take another look at the touchdown pass. Take a look at 23. That's the safety, Nigel Hakins. Garrett Grayson is going to do a tremendous job with his eyes. He's going to look to the left first, and that freezes Hakins just enough to get this pass in between him. He didn't have enough time to get over to make that coverage on Rashard Higgins. And Garrett Grayson doing a nice job of putting the ball on the money.
So Jared Roberts will kick away. That's Elijah Mitchell back deep along with Kendall Brock. Kendall Brock stands in front of him and says, nope, that one won't come out. And the Wolfpack's passing average on the season, 220 yards per game. But tonight, thus far before that throw, was 5. That'll help the average a little bit. That's Jericho Richardson.
Yeah, and that's a nice job by Jericho Richardson of looking in the ball, focusing, concentrating, and getting himself down in bounds. And he did have possession. Referee was standing right there, watching intently, and he brought that ball in. Nice play.
A lot of work, 5 yards. The give outside, that's Brock. Check that, that's Don Jackson. And Jackson will be about 3 yards shy of the first.
Yeah, and he didn't have much other place to go, really. I mean, Don Jackson just put his foot in the ground and charged through for another 3 yards and really put his team in a good position here. 3rd and short, can open up the playbook a little bit. The pressed coverage on the outside might have a chance to go up top here.
See the 3rd down conversions this season and tonight, holding it. And that ball didn't have a chance for a couple reasons. Intended for Jackson, but Jackson had gone out of bounds. So he couldn't have come in and been the first person to catch it.
Yeah,
that'll be time to punt.
What they're trying to do. They got press coverage and quarterback read it, but when you've got your running back out at wide receiver, you might not be on the same page. That's not a comfortable position for him to be in. It looks like he got jammed up on the line and wasn't able to get through on the outside on the pass play.
3rd 3 and out tonight, and that ball blocked. No matter what, it's Ram ball.
And that is a huge, huge play in the turn of field position.
Bai's got a piece of it.
Just put his hand right there on the ball and
couldn't tell if
big play.
Boy was slow getting the ball off, or the snap looked okay, but clearly not great protection by the shield up front. And that's a turnover. And Colorado State ball. That's D. Hart.
We talked earlier about a key to the game for Nevada. They got to win this turnover battle. Can't get sloppy.
Time winding down now here in the first half. And look at this. More window dressing, as the Wolfpack talked about this week. The end around. And that's Deontay Gaines. And Gaines hit hard by Lucas Weber.
I don't think I've ever seen a formation like that before. But a nice job by Nevada of defending it. Not letting it get outside. Nice contain. Good heads-up tackling.
That hit by Charles Garrett on Gaines. Third and 16. Hansley, and he may have the first down.
I think they're going to call him back down there at the 15-yard line, probably 2 yards short.
And this is a 4th and 2. They'll go ahead and go for the field goal. Last time out, Roberts missed, pushed it to the right. This is 32 yards out. That one is clean. So the Rams continue to pour it on. Some big plays, and Grayson is perfect. I don't know if we can get a shot of it, but they line up in rows of 4, about 3 deep. And Eric, obviously they do that to try to disrupt blocking assignments, huh?
Maybe you can't see the number of the guy that you're blocking.
Look at that.
And they come right out of it.
And then they each go in a different spot every kick. They don't line up in the same spot.
Or confusion.
Roberts doing a great job of putting the ball in the end zone. Second and 8. No real pressure, but no place to throw the football. And that's what a Cody Fajardo can do for you. He gets out just past the 45-yard line. Joe Kowalik finally brought him down, but that's a huge pickup on the play.
And Fajardo just had that timing in his head that he had to get out of there and make something happen.
19 yards on that run. That's Richie Turner. For an injury update, let's go down to Rashawn Ali.
Yes, Brian Lane Jr., number 25 from Nevada. He went out with that right ankle injury. Well, they retaped that right ankle, put a sock back on, and he will be back. Ron?
There it is. It's just that simple. It looks like he's bouncing around pretty good. 4 yards on that last play. Fake the give, look for the roll and the comeback. There it is. Jericho starting to add up the catches here, working on Elliott.
And they're starting to move. This is tempo. They know that they just got 50 seconds left on the clock, but they didn't have this tempo in the first half so far, so this is giving them a little bit of energy.
This energy much needed. They've been sleepwalking most of the night here. 17-0. I figure they figure it's about time.
Expect another roll to the wide side of the field. Buy some time, make a play by Fajardo on his legs.
There's a play by the legs. A key block on the backside, then he throws it away. He's out of the pocket, so he won't get the intentional grounding. Eric, he's got to do so much just to give the team a chance to have something happen.
Yeah, I just think that you got to credit the secondary at Colorado State right now.
Right.
They are really tight with their coverage. They're talking, they're communicating. You don't see anybody left alone. Fajardo having a tough time trying to find a guy that is a receiver that's got somebody beat so he can put a ball out there for him.
Quick slant. That's been his money man thus far, Jericho Richardson. And that's his 4th catch of the night. That'll be a first down.
That is a nicely thrown ball.
Timeout.
By Fajardo.
Nevada, 30-second timeout.
Timeout called by the Wolfpack. Jericho Richardson has really been Fajardo's man. 4 catches, 43 yards. And most of those have been first downs, and this is the first trip in the red zone tonight for Nevada. Out of the pocket again. Throw and caught. Very nicely done. That's Dustin Trike. Check that. It's Hassan Henderson, the sophomore out of Las Vegas.
What about Fajardo making the play with his legs? The hat came off.
$12 yards, 1st and goal. Looked like it skipped in. Intended for Richardson.
Yeah, I think Fajardo just being very careful right there of not throwing the ball too far inside, letting his receiver make the catch, if at all possible, but a little bit too low. And this is the right call. They need to put some points on the scoreboard.
So Zusso from 21 yards out. He missed his first attempt to the left. That goes through, so at least the Wolfpack will come away with points as we end the half. And the first half will end 17-13. And Rashawn Ali is downstairs with Coach Jim McElwaine.
Well, Coach, besides that last drive, you've been able to contain them well defensively. How do you keep that going?
Well, you know, the thing we've got to do, because this is such a good quarterback, is we've got to make sure that, you know, we've missed him a couple times. He's got out and made some plays just like he did down here. And that's just got to be something that we've got to focus on every down. And you know, we got in a little rhythm offensively. You know, we've got to put points when we get a block punt like that.
So have you been pleased with your offensive effort?
No, not really. We got a long ways to go. We can do a lot better.
All right, well, good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, that's the end of the first half. The Rams up 17-3 after the break. We'll send you back to our CBS Sports Network studio in New York for the Verizon Halftime Report. You're watching college football on the CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. 17-3 is our score as we get ready to start the third quarter here in Reno. The Colorado State Rams in control of this one. And it started off kind of a 0-0 game, not a lot of action, but slowly Garrett Grayson got it going.
Yeah, he sure did. And I think we've got a football game here in the second half. That's what I'm excited about. I think the fact that they're playing some good football. Nevada got a little bit of a quick tempo offense going a little there in the late in the second quarter to really show that they can move the football a little bit on that Colorado State defense.
Let's take a look at the Quicken Loans first half stats. The rush yards, somehow in the favor of Nevada, but on the other side of the ball for passing, that's all about Garrett Grayson and the Rams. So the Rams will kick it away. We talked about their odd kickoff formation. Now Roberts has been able to get the ball out of the end zone every time except this one. Yeah, they'll get that one in the end zone for a touchback. Let's go down to Rashawn Ali.
Well, Ron and Eric, I talked to Coach Polian about what adjustments they need to make for this second half. He says on offense, we've been able to make plays. We just haven't been able to finish them. And defensively, he says we've done a nice job against the run, but we need to tighten up our pass coverage and make sure everybody is on the same page. Back to you.
All right, Rashawn, thank you. And that window dressing, some of the I don't want to say tricks, but motion adjustments, formations, they got a heavy dose of that from the Rams offense, didn't they?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it had to do with when there was two backs in the football game, losing focus on where the fullback was going into the flats and showing that play action. So if they can make that adjustment, they should be okay.
The give to Jackson. Jackson gets through and has a nice gain on first down, about 8 yards. Now let's take a look at tonight's quarterback profile, brought to you by Sonic. Cody Fajardo, 8 of 12, 64 yards, and he has taken a lot of hits.
Well, he's a tough quarterback, and like you said, he has taken a pounding here tonight, but with that, his athleticism and moxie, I expect that he won't give up.
He started 0-5. He's going to look for the rollout and the throw, and that's complete. He's got a man and a first down. That's Richie Turner.
Yeah, and I like how they get the senior Richie Turner involved right away here. He rolls out, gives himself some time, puts a pass right on the money. Didn't put himself in a drop back position and let Colorado State's defensive line bull rush him. That was a nice play call right there.
That play good for 8 yards. Back to the ground game. And Jackson, nice play there. Going nowhere. Aaron Davis makes sure of that. That's a loss of 1.
Yeah, and Aaron Davis not getting fooled. Great job with his eyes. Making the open field tackle right there for a loss of 1 yard.
Fajardo, no surprise, the leading rusher in the first half. 7 rushes, 53 yards. Passing wise, we just showed that, talked about that. Started off 0 for 5. Finished 8 of 17, 64 yards. And managed just 1 sack. Stepping up. That one thrown behind the receiver. Intended for Turner.
Little miscommunication here on the outside. Fajardo stepping up into the pocket. And his receiver number 2, Richie Turner, just coming in a little bit too far on the route.
This is a 3rd and 11. Swing pass and a big hit. The ball is loose. It's recovered by the Wolfpack. Bernard Blake came up and laid the wood.
Yes, he did. He got a running start. He saw Fajardo's eyes the whole entire time right there on Don Jackson. Coach Jackson just turning his head, and right when he looks up, man, there comes the thunder right there.
4th 3 and out tonight by the Wolfpack on 7 drives. Nice punt. That ball will roll out of bounds at the 10-yard by Alex Boyd. Let's take a look at our Lowe's game improvements.
Well, I think Coach said it best right there on his way into halftime. They need to keep Cody Fajardo in the pocket, not let him get outside and make plays with his legs in the running game and in the passing game. 47 yards in the first half, and for Nevada, they got to keep the tempo up on offense. That last drive, 30 plays, excuse me, last drive, 10 plays, 72 yards. In the whole entire 30 plays, they only had 72.
Lowe's never stop improving. And let's see if Garrett Grayson can continue to improve on what was a pretty good first half. He's out of the pocket. Nearly sacked or tackled. Ian Seau had a shot at him.
Yeah, and that's a nice job right there by the senior, too, because he didn't have the lane that he wanted, didn't have receivers open downfield. Did a nice job of just getting back to the line, avoiding the sack, letting his team line up and run another play here on 2nd and 10.
Change of direction there for Hart. No place to go. Now let's take a look at tonight's quarterback profile brought to you by Sonic. And there's Garrett Grayson and his numbers.
Yeah, 15 of 18. Very, very efficient in those 2 touchdowns as well. So Garrett Grayson doing his job, making some great decisions in the passing game. You saw him make a nice decision right there, not put a ball up for grabs. That's that senior leadership and that senior experience showing right now. And this is 3rd and long, and it's another opportunity for that senior leadership to show.
3rd and long in an empty backfield. Pressure, steps up, got a man. Higgins all over it, and an easy first down. Wolfpack having issues in the middle of the field, an easy pitch and catch.
All this is right here is Garrett Grayson trusting his receiver from the outside. That's Garrett Grayson. That's a quarterback. Rashard Higgins, number 82, the receiver. He knows he's working out there. He found the zone. He sat down in it. Nice patience by Garrett Grayson to make that throw and get his team.
So Garrett Grayson has done a nice job tonight. Quick throws just like that one have really been his MO. That's Xavier Williams. And that'll be a nice gain on first down. Lions on the coverage and the tackle, a pickup of 8. You know, one thing that Jim McElwaine talked about was changing the culture of this team. He said when he took over, he changed everything that had to do with football in the organization from top to bottom.
He certainly did. I think the one thing that I got out of those talks was the fact that there was 3 questions that he meant to ask everybody that are sitting around you. Where are you from? Something about your family, and what's your favorite music? Simple questions, just simple questions to get to know somebody, because he saw 2 players that were starters walk by each other and didn't say hi, and I think that really got under his skin. He changes cultures just by the small things, communication between your teammates, not just on the football field, but you can see what it does in other aspects of life. But you can also see when you're starting to communicate and you know about each other, you're playing as a family, not just as a team.
D Hart on that last carry. Another bomb, wide open. Touchdown Rams. Rashard Higgins with the touchdown, 51 yards. That's his 2nd touchdown of the night. He's already got one from 42.
It's a nice throw, but when they're wide open, they make it a lot easier. Miscommunication there in the back end for Nevada.
Extra point by Roberts, clean. Garrett Grayson, 3 plays, 63 yards, 51 yard strike. Rams up 24-3.
Well, let's take a look here at that touchdown. Right here, you'll see Rashard Higgins run this route. The quarterback, Garrett Grayson, showing a good play action. The safety bites just enough to let Higgins get deep. The safety's got to stay deep on that play. The corner let it go. They had a bracket coverage on the corner and the inside backer, and that safety cannot let anything over the top. Got fooled a little bit early by the play action, and that's what happens.
Higgins, a sophomore out of Mesquite, Texas, started all 14 games last year as a true freshman. Led the Rams with 68 catches, so he had a lot of playing time last year, and that playing time is paying big dividends right now. Speaks volumes to what we were just talking about with Jim McElwaine and changing the culture in the building, from the way they practice to, like you said, seating arrangements, a seating chart at dinner.
Right.
Anything you can
know
do.
each other. That's what it's about. I mean, this is a team sport, and when you start to play for one another, it's a different feeling than just out there feeling like you're all alone on an island. And that comes down to when you're building relationships and you're feeling like you actually know something about the person that's next to you. You have so much more confidence in what you can do out there, and you start trusting.
Not a lot of confidence there, just a quick hitter outside intended for Jared Gibson, and he can't hold on. And Eric, flip that on the other side now. You talk about Brian Polian, and he said this is a signature type of game for us. He didn't like the mistakes that were made last week and that loss to Boise State. And he talked about critical efficiency.
Right. And I think right here is an opportunity for those critical times in a game that you have to be efficient. This is a third down, but you have to get it.
3rd and 6. And Fajardo is going to be close. Looks as though he's going to be a yard shy. Davis along with James on the tackle. 4th and 1. And they'll punt it away. So Alex Boy has been busy tonight. Hansley makes one miss, another one. He's got a lane, gets a block. And a great return past the 50-yard line. That was Willie Udafia with the nice block there. And we talked about those two coaches. Both have one thing in common, Eric. They've spent time under the tutelage of Nick Saban.
And when you do that, as much success as Saban's had, something's got to rub off on you. And I think both of these coaches have definitely had that influence from Saban, and both of them talked about it.
Yeah, both gave received some interesting quotes from Saban. Another big run. Higgins again. Boy, Higgins lighting up the Wolfpack secondary. But back to what we were talking about, you can see the quotes from McElwaine. He said that Nick Saban always said, we have one team rule, do things right. And then for Brian Polian, he said there's exactly right and then there's wrong. No in between.
So they both picked up a message there. It was pretty close. Very close.
Nevada's pass defense averaging 302 yards a game, giving up 291 already tonight as Hart looks to cut back, still going, and he works inside the 10-yard line.
I think Nevada now just getting a little bit lackadaisical there on defense, not being in the right spot, not being forceful, not making the initial tackles, tackling a little bit high, not getting wrapped up around the legs, as D. Hart can run. So can Rashard Higgins. We've seen that tonight, and there's opportunities to hit him, tackle him. They're not there.
Tonight's Red Zone brought to you by Verizon. As you saw the numbers there on a 2nd and 1. Crosser knocked away. Boy, a little extra going on after the field. On the field. Seau involved in that one.
See the number 8. Seau just blocking that ball down, and I think he's had a couple of those tonight.
Yeah, that was
big plays.
Fred Zerblis that was playing up to the whistle, let's say. Look at that formation. Flip the tight end over, take one out of the backfield and make it trips. And that leaves plenty of running room for D. Hart. And that's another Ram touchdown. The team's leading rusher with a 9-yard touchdown run. And Ram fans are excited.
Well, the one thing that shift does is it makes sure that you're on your toes, because if you're not, then you're going to get outflanked, and that's exactly what happened. They moved out to the outside. They spread them out. Almost looked like they're going to try to throw the football.
Right.
And then just did a outside zone handoff, and D. Hart just using his speed to take it into the end zone. And
Roberts, extra point, clean. Yeah, and that shift also screws up the run force. Didn't see much of a run force there, but D. Hart sees plenty of end zone. Rams pouring it on, 31-3, 4:48 in the third quarter.
Right, and you'll see the blocking right here on this right side of the offensive line that lets D. Hart get in the end zone. Everybody's getting a piece of somebody, and right there you see number 9, Matthew Lyons, just get knocked a little bit. As a linebacker, that's all it takes. I mean, you don't have to have pancake blocks, but that's just everybody on somebody, showing leg drive and getting a piece, getting a chip on somebody. And that's really what allowed D. Hart to get in the end zone. Now you're looking at 31-3. Pretty big margin.
Hart on the night, 14 carries, 49 yards, and that last touchdown. So finally a chance for the Wolfpack to return it. That's Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell gets a little breathing room on the outside, gets out to the 38-yard line. 36 yards on that return. And a decent field position now for the Wolfpack.
And here's what I'd like to see out of the Nevada offense right now. I mean, they've been going down the field with throws, throwing up balls, just hoping the receivers catch it. Let's start running some routes, run some slant routes, run some out routes, run some 3-step, throw the ball on timing type routes, and try to get something going. Try to get a flow of the game, some consistency out of Cody Fajardo and the receivers. I know they're trying to throw a few runs in here and there, but you look, you're down 28 points. You got to get something going.
There's a deep ball. It's got a chance, and he's got his man. That's Hassan Henderson.
It's a little bit different play, you see. Hassan Henderson on the outside had him beat, which is a little bit different than what happened before. So Hassan Henderson doing a nice job of using his speed and his size. He's 6'5", 220 pounds to get up after that football.
Eric, what is the clap that we see every play here right before the snap by Fajardo?
Well, I think it's just like calling the cadence. That's what it is. The quarterback claps, and in the center, whenever he's ready, he snaps the ball after that.
Quick throws. Now the rhythm showing up here with 2:44 and counting in the third quarter, down 31-3. We're seeing the rhythm that we didn't see the entire game from Fajardo and the offense.
Right, you referenced the hand clap. There's all kinds of different ways. I mean, obviously you can yell out and be verbal, but you can lift a leg as well, and the center can see that. Sometimes the guard reaches over and taps the center to tell him the quarterback's ready. There's all kinds of ways of doing it.
That's good for 8 yards. Second and short. Fajardo inside the 10-5. That's touchdown, Wolfpack. Their first 6 of the night. Key block on the play there by Jared Gibson. Along with Hassan Henderson, 13 yards on the touchdown run.
And that's just Fajardo taking matters into his own hands, making a play, staying in bounds, being determined to get to that end zone. I know they've been sniffing it all night, but haven't been able to get in there, and this has got to be a good feeling for this offense.
Zusso adds on the extra point. So they've got a long way to go. But the 10 look a lot better to them than the 3.
Right here, you'll see Fajardo just on the fake. I think the linebackers and the cameraman a little bit too. I mean, it's great play action by Fajardo.
13-yard touchdown run, 7 plays, 63 yards. And finally, the Wolfpack will kick off. Deontay Gaines avoids one, looking for the outside. He's losing yardage. Gets a key block, but he's still losing yardage. Pushed out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Always an exciting atmosphere here at Mackay Stadium. Chris Alt Field, Ron Pitts, Eric Crouch, Rashawn Ali down on the sideline. 31-10. The Wolfpack have just ended a long drought, finally scoring after being scoreless the entire night, only being able to put up 3 points. That's Gaines.
That's just a quick hit and play right there. Nice pass by Garrett Grayson to the outside. No backs in the backfield, so it makes the defense have to declare. You're either playing man or you're playing zone when that running back runs out to line up in the receiver position.
Just a little inside screen for a few. It's Charles Lovett. And that'll be the last play of the quarter. The Rams content with walking down on the other side of the field with that lead, no doubt. And the Wolfpack thinking we've got to get the ball and keep on scoring. And a long way to go. That's the end of the third. The score, Colorado State 31, the Wolfpack 10. You're watching college football on the CBS Sports Network. 31-10 as we start the fourth and final quarter here in Reno, Nevada. It's been all about Colorado State. They got off to a hot start, picked it up right before the half, and went through the third quarter on fire.
Yeah, they certainly did. But I think we've got a fourth quarter on our hands right here. Nevada just got a little bit of momentum here in that end of the third quarter, throwing the ball, running it, Fajardo getting the end zone, getting his legs going. So I think this will be a challenge for Colorado State here in the fourth quarter.
First play of the fourth quarter. They'll start off with a 3rd down and 6. Hansley's got the first down. Hansley's been big all night. Done it returning the ball on special teams. And he's always kind of been that guy when he needed a quick throw out of the backfield or the 3rd and 3 to 6 range. He's come up for him. That's 11 yards and a first.
Yeah, they just haven't found a way to get close to the ball when it comes to the air. I mean, it's pass protection has been solid, and Grayson's been very accurate, and I think that's been the issue, is that you can't counter that.
D hard goes backward. Nice hit there by Teray Callaway, but the yards were already gained. A key block by Zerblis.
Colorado State here has to continue to drive down the football field, take some time off the clock, keep the ball out of Cody Fajardo's hands in that offense that just got a little bit of rhythm here as of late.
Pickup of 8, looking cutback. Somehow Hart got out of that, but he's going to lose. Again, Callaway.
Yeah, and that play right there was stopped by number 49, Jordan Dobrich, that middle linebacker who came pretty much not untouched, but beat his man right through the line to make a play. And although he didn't get the tackle, he gets credit for it because he really had to reroute D. Hart on that play.
Big 3rd down now. The ball is loose, ripped out. And I believe the Wolfpack has it. They do.
This is the life they needed right there. They needed a turnover.
Critical efficiency. Something that Brian Polian talked about, and there's an example of it going their way. Wolfpack needed the ball, and they got it. Still down 31-10. Just starting the fourth quarter, 31-10 Rams, but that fumble is key for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, it certainly was. Gives them a little bit of life here, and it comes from free safety number 23, Nigel Hakins. This is only his 6th start. You'll see him coming here late right here. Last week, he had, well, so far this year, he's had 2 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown return. So they're liking his play. Only, like I said, 6 starts, and these are the types of things. But fundamentally, when you come up to make that tackle, you don't want to strip it. You want to wrap up and tackle him, but the defensive coordinator is not going to argue with the turnover.
Now let's go deep, and he's got a man. Just out of reach for Richie Turner.
Wow, and Richie Turner tried to get that one so as much as he could. He stretched out just as far as he could, but had an opportunity, had about 3 steps on the defenders, and that could have been a huge play for him.
Not making excuses, Eric, but it looked as though he slowed down a bit and then took off, and the wind...
The wind has started to pick up, that's for sure.
The wind has picked up big time, and I'm not so sure the wind didn't catch some of that ball. Wind didn't catch that one. That's complete. That's Kendall Brock. That's a big first down as they move across the 50.
And you see, I think they're starting to move fast. I mean, I know it's the 4th quarter, but I was waiting for them to do this the whole entire game, and they're getting set, getting into place. And I think that's having a little bit of effect on Colorado State right now.
Look toward Jackson out of the backfield. Now he's in trouble. He gets a block by Jackson, and there he goes. Inside the 25-yard line. Some serious peel back action out there. Blocks everywhere, and that's a first down.
Yeah, and you can see the difference when he wants to take off. Fajardo, his legs start moving. And right here, you see him just plant his foot and go. He sees the green. He takes it. Number 6 out there blocking for him. That's Don Jackson.
They get away with some questionable holds, but
a couple missed tackles. Right, Fajardo just doing what he does with his legs, keeping this drive going.
Jackson inside for a few. Colorado State started off the game. Well, both teams started off 0-0 throughout the first quarter. Second quarter on, it was all Colorado State. They scored 17 unanswered points late in the first half. The Wolfpack finally got on board with 3 points. Rashard Higgins.
Here's Aaron Davis in the middle.
Was the difference. 2 touchdowns. There's a throw. And another catch, Turner. Missed Richie Turner on the big one down the middle of the field, but he gets that one as they get inside the red zone.
The reason I highlighted Davis that last play is he's the one that's been eyeing Fajardo on the running plays. See if him
Quick hitter outside to Gibson.
See if him and Fajardo get put in a one-on-one situation here as they near the goal line.
Pierre Lewis on the hit. Good for 2 yards, 8 plays on the drive. Middle of the field, touchdown, Wolfpack. Hassan Henderson. Now this is starting to look like Mountain West football. 9-yard touchdown catch for Henderson. That's his 2nd of the season. Nearly blocked. Zuso puts it through clean. So now we've got a little bit of a game here. 31-17 with plenty of time left. Cody Fajardo took some hits early. But coming down the stretch, he's showing his true colors. 31-17 in the fourth quarter. Wolfpack making a surge.
The wind has really started to pick up here in the fourth quarter.
Going a tale of two halves for Fajardo. 9-16 for 96 yards and a touchdown this half. Numbers weren't that much different the first half, but the production is. 17 points now as opposed to 3 going in at the half. Hart. And Hart is still going.
Well, if they can be effective running the football in this drive, then that'll be great, because this wind is directly in their face. They're probably not going to get any shots down the field. I would expect maybe Nevada to load up the box and really try to stop the run and force some type of a big throw. Maybe they'll go man coverage, press them up, knowing that this wind is in their face. Maybe that's something that would be a good thing to do right now. Yeah, here they come.
Showing A-gap pressure. 4 yards on that last play.
That's what they did. They went man-man.
Hart, was he inbound? No. Just a bit long.
Nice play action. Actually had Higgins down the middle of the field.
Hart he's way out of bounds.
But I think that's why he didn't throw it to Higgins. I think the wind has picked up so much that he didn't want to risk the interception and the ball floating in the air.
Late coming on the field there, Eric Williams. He lost the ball. Now, did he have possession?
I think they call it incomplete. I don't think he had it.
They clearly call it incomplete. I don't think he had it, took the steps. That's Xavier Williams. He has to complete the process of the catch, make a football move. Ooh. That's about as close as it can come, but ruled on the field, incomplete.
Definitely agree with that call.
Against this one, you'll take that punt.
Absolutely, every time, and still rolling.
And that puts us where we're at. First half, second half. The difference in those numbers has been on the scoreboard. Going deep, tight fit, but it's caught. Jericho Richardson. He's been a factor all night.
I like the play action right there. Nice job of Fajardo getting outside, setting his feet, and making a throw. And Richardson going up, catching the ball at the highest point, and making a play when it's needed, Ron. That's the key.
Sure was. 28 yards on the catch. Bernard Blake on that coverage. Going that way again, looking for Henderson. Aaron Davis on the tight coverage.
Right, and I think Fajardo just forced a throw right there. Probably should have came off of it. Used his legs, maybe buy some time. Get up the field, gain some yards, but don't necessarily think that he saw the linebacker screaming out there.
This feels like it's becoming a Henderson-Richardson game on the perimeter. Don't forget about the running ability of Fajardo. Hot one. Just teed him up. Richardson. Elliott on the tackle. Another first down. 24 yards on the catch.
Yeah, they had their safeties so deep. Two safeties were about 25 yards deep on that play. You can see they're moved back up now, about 10 off the ball.
Butler. No. Fajardo. Fajardo inside for a few. The out is late. Or I should say behind Richie Turner.
Yeah, and Fajardo just didn't get a chance to set his feet, get that shoulder out in front. Kind of a missed throw right there. You got Richie Turner running full speed. You got to put that ball out in front of him. I think we're definitely getting to that 2-down territory. I think they got to go for a touchdown. They get an opportunity to go for it. They need to do that.
3rd and 6. James Butler. Well, he's about 3 yards away. And you got 4th down. They're 2 for 7
talking about it right now.
on 4th down
for it
on the season. 0 for 1 tonight.
I would expect a one-on-one matchup, 6'5" right here against 6 foot.
Went to the out route. And they got the touchdown. That's Richie Turner. 11 yards on the touchdown.
Yeah, Ron, and why would you come back to it? It was open a couple plays ago.
Hey, and everyone's thinking Hassan Henderson. Everyone's thinking
right,
Jericho Richardson, Richie Turner. And that's right, you make a good point. They missed that little out route a play ago.
And they just got Fajardo an opportunity to redeem himself and put that throw on the money, and he did so.
31-23. A 4th quarter, second half explosion by the Wolfpack. 9 plays, 79 yards. And waiting on the extra point. I don't know how that ball got through there, but boy, when things are going your way, they're going your way. And it's a 7-point game just like that.
Give some props to those receivers for working hard.
21 unanswered points after a 17-point explosion out of blocks by Colorado State. Colorado State comes into the game, as you look at the last 3 drives, a complete turnaround for the Wolfpack from the first half. The last quarter, the 4th quarter, Colorado State has outscored their opponents 69-21. They have no points in this 4th quarter thus far. Back to the ground game. D. Hart. Now they're going to work on the clock a little bit.
Well, they're going to have to, because they've got that wind sticking straight in their face still, and they've been successful throwing the deep ball tonight, and I don't think they're going to get it going this way. Going to have to find those hard-earned yards, running up the teeth of the defense.
4 yards on the game. We'll go again. Eric, is this 4-minute drill territory?
Well, I don't know. What's the 4-minute drill?
4-minute drill. Offenses are going to go into that mode of running, work on the clock for 4 minutes.
Yeah, well, I think they want to try, but here you got 3rd and medium, and the run hasn't been going so well, so now you're forced to throw the football, and I got a feeling that it's going to Rashard Higgins. Number 82, who's on the bottom of your screen.
3rd and 5. The crosser. Right man, not enough yards. And the Pack defense is fired up.
They were just trying to slip Rashard Higgins underneath the backers and try to get him running one-on-one. You'll see it here. He comes from the left side of your screen.
Timeout. Nevada.
It's a nice throw.
First of the half.
Really nice speed and recovery there from Jonathan McNeil to make the tackle before the 1st down.
McNeil, the 2nd leading tackle, a senior out of Venice, California. And after a dismal start, going in at half with only 3 points, they've come back and fought back in this game. Down only 7. Richie Turner scored the touchdown. He's looking to make a big play. He does make a big play out past the 40-yard line. Get your popcorn ready for this one. It's going to end great
Cody Fajardo on the verge of setting the school's career completion record. He needed 20 coming into tonight's game. He's on 20 right now. One more, and he'll have the record. And that's the record. He passes David Neal, set back in '98. And Fajardo is now the school's all-time completion leader. That's a lot of strikes, huh?
It's a lot. I'm just looking at that number going, wow. Now it's 744 completions.
Second down and 4 run for Jackson. 4:24 and counting.
Now they're going quick.
Plenty of time. And that's just the setup for the pull it out and Fajardo to take off around the corner.
Yeah, I think so. And, you know, I think Colorado State's got themselves in a big bind right now. I mean, they looked at the scoreboard in the third quarter. It was 31-3. They took their foot off the gas. That's exactly what happened. And now they find themselves in a dogfight. Got the wind in their face. Their offense has not produced in the fourth quarter. Nevada with the ball.
Pump and go, 1st and 10. The comeback and the flag. And he's still going. That's Richardson. Richardson, one man to beat. He'll score. Let's check the flag back at the 43-yard line.
Pass interference, number 84, offense. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Wow.
Well, we didn't see it there. Check at the top of your screen. I don't know about that one.
His knee doesn't touch. He tried to get off.
That's a bad call.
Swim move there.
I think both are kind of fighting for it.
Boy, I don't know.
He's running. I think his arm is in the running motion, and maybe it hit his helmet, and that's what they saw. But that's a tough one to take. I mean, from a touchdown to now you're down here on the 22-yard line.
3 penalties.
Polian's got to be hot.
3 penalties on the Wolfpack tonight, all for 15 yards each.
Colorado State dodging a bullet.
That little quick hitter pale in comparison to the magnitude of that last play.
Well, just keep feeding Richardson again. He's the one that's been the workhorse out here in the second half.
The little things that Brian Polian talked about this week, the critical efficiency, we'll revisit that. The small mistakes at the wrong times. That ends up being a big mistake at the wrong time. 2nd and long. Fajardo out of the pocket. He's got Turner. Turner with a great move. Close to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and I like Turner at the end of that run. He puts his shoulder down and puts a little pop on the defensive back. And Fajardo using his legs, stepping up in the pocket, delivers a nice accurate throw to keep his receiver Turner running up the field. And you'll see this pop, boom, right at the end. Making a nice little statement saying, hey, get yourself ready.
The irony of this whole thing thus far is on the Colorado State defense. They went into this game giving up very few fourth quarter points. The comeback, 1st down, Richardson. Tyree Simmons on the coverage.
You talk about a hard thing to do. Roll to your left and throw an accurate strike on a comeback route. That's exactly what Fajardo did right there. And not every quarterback has that ability or arm strength. Nice job of getting his hips turned around and coming downhill at the throw.
Blitz coming. They brought the secondary. Man-to-man in the secondary, and it's Hyde, intended for Brock. In case you're just joining us, this game was all about Colorado State. Garrett Grayson, his numbers were off the chart. But the tide turned in the second half. Colorado State, coming into this game, had been great in the fourth quarter regarding points allowed and points scored. Not so tonight. Gibson almost got out of that. And it's been a great night for Richardson.
That's
Jericho
nice.
Richardson,
Right.
10 catches, 122 yards, his second 100-yard game of the season.
And this is where Fajardo's got to be careful. Against Boise State, he had 4 interceptions at the wrong time. Critical time in the game right here. 1:40 left. He's got to make smart decisions and accurate throws.
3rd and 3, Turner inside the 15.
Now that's an accurate throw. You see the slot receiver right here. This is Turner. You see him put a move on the inside and just catch the ball in stride from Fajardo. A nice move on the defender. Left him in the dust.
Inside the red zone, 1st and 10. Hard hit. Gibson with the reception. Pierre Lewis loses his lid. He's got to go out for a play.
CSU is out for one play because his helmet came off.
Not a good time to be coming out of the game if you're Pierre Lewis. They're only going to rush 4 and put the rest in coverage.
Inside, knocked away, almost intercepted twice. Elliott working on Henderson. What a long day for Elliott. Good day.
There's the throw inside, a little bit forced by Fajardo.
That ball's almost caught 3 times.
Probably shouldn't have thrown that one. If he did, put it over the top. Hassan Henderson is 6'5", and he had some room to run in the end zone.
51 seconds left, 3rd and 5. Intercepted. He's out. And a flag. He's in bounds on the interception, and if this flag is against the offense, they'll decline that and take the ball. He was intending to go to Hassan Henderson. Elliott came down with the pick, his first of the year. If it stands.
Pass interference, number 12, offense. Penalties declined. 1st down, CSU.
How many times do you see that? 2 offensive penalties against the same man, the same drive, one taking away a touchdown.
Here, top of your screen, this is where you're going to see Henderson. He's working. See the nudge he gets right there. He's running the receiver. He's not able to put his body into the receiver like that. You'll see if
Let's see if he just needs one. That one's in.
Got about 6 in.
And it stands, and that will do it. Barring any more craziness. But I got to tell you, Eric, when's the last time you saw pass interference? Number 1, offensive pass interference, I guess.
Nevada, their second 30-second timeout.
And then 2 offensive pass interferences on the same guy, and 1 takes out a huge touchdown.
Well, it's pretty obvious that there's going to be some upset coaches on that call. I mean, that first one that we saw that Henderson ran for a touchdown, in my opinion, was not pass interference.
Yeah, I agree. And he
this
scores
one
on the
down
play.
here. Yes, that was pass interference. He pushed off.
Inside College Football Live coming up next, presented by Dodge. The guys will give you all the scores and highlights from around the country and talk about some more exciting plays, things that go on that you can never imagine, expect. And as they say, this is why you watch the game, because there's always something going on. (31-24). That'll be the final. And Nevada will fall on this one, coming in 3-2. They'll fall to 3-3. And with the winning coach, Jim McElwaine, is Rashawn Ali. Rashawn.
All right, thank you so much, Ron. Coach, talk about that DeAndre Elliott interception, and that sealed the deal for you.
Well, it did, and our defense, was playing good pretty much all game, and obviously the good quarterback that he was, he brought him back, and giving them credit for fighting back. I didn't think we did a great job of, handling the lead, but the great thing is, it's an opportunity for us to learn.
Right, absolutely. This is your first conference win of the season. How does that feel, even though it didn't look so good?
No, it didn't look real good, but anytime you can go on the road, beat a team like this, I'm telling you, it's awesome.
Well, congratulations on the win, Coach.
Thank you so much.
All right, back to you, Ron.
Thank you, Rashawn. That's the final, 31-24. Colorado State with the victory. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. The Colorado State Rams put up big numbers early, and it looked as though it was going to be a wash. But the Wolfpack fought back, and in the end, it came down to 2 critical penalties that made the difference. Now let's send it to Brent Stover back in New York. So long, everyone.